Welcome to day 2 of ConneXions. Again, thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy weeks to come here and make this an awesome conference. Did you have a great first day? Yes? Yeah. I walked amongst many of you and I had a whole bunch of you people stop me and saying over and over again the same thing. I've heard it every time. First time I've worn a suit in 2 years. First time I've been out of the house. It's great to get together and collaborate. And in the end, that's what this conference is all about. The learning and the sharing and the success stories are all because of you, because of what you do every single day, of how we collaborate with you, how we focus on your success, and we make great things happen. So I want to thank you for coming. It's been a great first day, and we're going to have an awesome second day. As I stated yesterday when I kicked it off, success isn't something that happens instantaneously. Success is something that happens over a long time. Many of you have been customers of ours for 15, 20 years, and as I stated, you've been on this journey with us as we've made a massive investment to move from a networking company to a software, cloud, and platform company that enables your success. And I have to reiterate, as I stated yesterday, those first 11 years were a lot of work where you had to have faith in what we were doing as a company. Because as you saw, the innovations were slow-paced, and it was just slow-paced, 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 and we kept promising over and over again that when that platform hit, and we finally got to the place where we had a level of maturity where we could innovate, we knew that we could innovate at a speed that's never been seen in our industry before, and would allow you, as a company, to take on the biggest companies in the world. In the end, had we not done this, you'd be disadvantaged because you wouldn't be able to do what we've been talking about over the last couple of days, which is focus on the ultimate competitor, which is Google and Amazon and anybody who has a brand that's trying to get in your home, get in front of your subscriber, and build a direct relationship and turn you into a dumb pipe. We can never allow them to have your data. We can never allow them to have a partnership with your customers. We can never allow them to out-innovate you and get to market faster. You have to be better, and we are going to make sure that you're better. And as I said yesterday, you now see the payoff. So 11 years of hard work, $1 billion invested into these platforms are now paying off. Over and over again, we're innovating on a quarterly basis with our cadence model, and we bring out new technologies. And yesterday was a big day. It was a big day because we announced a whole bunch of new products that 5 years ago, this never would have been possible without your support. We started out with these new hardware systems which build upon the Revenue Edge, and again, come from you as customers. Everything that we do from an innovation point of view is based upon your feedback, you telling us what you need to dominate your market and grow your communities. It started out with the Wi-Fi 6 unit. It's really interesting because 2 days ago, the first Wi-Fi 6E units also came out from consumer vendors. You know how much that unit's worth if you buy it from Netgear or someone in a Best Buy store? $600. To buy a Wi-Fi 6E mesh system is all in is going to cost you $1,500 if you're a consumer. We're doing it so that you can decide, do you take the margin, or do you actually just pass those savings on to your subscribers and build out an amazing experience on this next generation of technology? And we're first in market. We'll be the only one in market with a hardened unit that, as I shared yesterday, can sit by the pool, can be out of the barn, or can support that small business. We then extended it with Power over Ethernet, which allows you the flexibility where you can provide a fully managed service to those small businesses. And when they align that with 2 new services, Wi-Fi on the go, which allows you to provide ubiquitous Wi-Fi roaming for your customers in your community, which opens up a whole new world of opportunity for you to partner with your local municipality and the education institutions where police, fire, ambulance can now roam for free on your network at a low cost. And then you can go into that educational institution, sit down with the library, sit down with the high school and the junior high and say, let's help those underprivileged children have access to broadband on Wi-Fi so that Chromebook, they can zoom in and learn. And then what we also identified yesterday, back to the point that the innovation comes from you, I had a number of customers, and Gary Bolton actually come up to me and say, have you ever thought about taking the Marketing Cloud information, because you now launch demographics, and look at a town and say, let's look at the behaviors, let's look at the demographics based on the Marketing Cloud insights, and with the US government funding that's coming down where you can subsidize those young children who actually don't have the ability to afford broadband on their own, you can use that demographic information, look at the home, and then target your marketing campaigns and say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Subscriber, did you know you and your children qualify for a subsidy? We will make that happen in the next week. And the only reason why we're going to make that happen is because I had 2 customers and Gary Bolton say to me, that's a great opportunity for you to help the community. And it's based upon this technology which allows you to be able to do that, and that's going to be Wi-Fi on the go, and that's going to be what we're going to do with Marketing Cloud. So expect to see a whole focus on E-rate over the next couple weeks come out from our customer success organization to help you understand how to use that demographic information to make your community better. And in the end, one of the things I'm most proud of is the fact that through my lunches and my dinners and all the events that we've hosted, it becomes clear every single time that so many of you care about one big thing, and that's your communities. And so we're really proud that we can help you do this. The second one we talked about is small business. Again, that small business idea came from our customers giving us a call, and in that case, it was an extension of my conversation with Brad from Allo, not knowing that it was July 4th. But he took my call, so it's his own fault. And having, right? He didn't have to stay on the phone with me for an hour and a half before he told me it was July 4th. I'm a Canadian. So the small business solution allows you to extend all those platforms out without a whole bunch of incremental integration. We provide it in a box and help you allow your communities, your local salon, your retail, your credit union, have amazing services that are fully managed by your brand. Because in the end, those small businesses in those small towns, they're partnered with you. They want to see you be successful, but they also would love if you provide them these services. We then announced 1 + 1 = 4. And who was here? Who was at Jerry last night? Were you at Jerry's thing last night? Look, if I can convince Jerry D that 1 + 1 = 4, fantastic, right? But 1 + 1 is bringing together the Intelligent Access Edge and the Revenue Edge with the power of the cloud to create end-to-end solutions that allow you to completely transform your go-to-market. And as I stated yesterday, your competitors, those consumer direct companies, they disdain your network. I heard yesterday from one customer that they actually have invested $45 million to go the last mile and deliver fiber to their most rural customers. The payback on that investment, 30 years. That's not something that a CEO makes as an investment because of the fact that they're dealing with shareholders and they have to drive a huge value. When you're making a 30-year investment, you're doing that for a legacy reason. You're doing it so that you can actually transform that community, provide them broadband in the most rural area possible, and allow them over 10, 20, 30 years to have those services in their homes and allow them to work from home and learn from home. You also heard yesterday from Gibson Connect, who said that they service the 13th poorest region in the United States. You, if you're focused just on dollars, don't go and provide broadband to the 13th poorest region in the United States. But why are they doing it? Because of community. And so we believe that the investments that you're making, not only in your fiber networks, which are next generation and future-proof and are going to be 40, 50-year investments to transform your communities, we believe that's of huge value. And by bringing it together with everything we're doing on the Revenue Edge and the cloud technology that makes it the magic happen, you're going to be able to provide services and experiences that have never been envisioned before. And while I provided 2 examples yesterday, one where your support cloud person, when they're in there taking a call from a customer, they can now go beyond the analytics in the home and they can see everything going on in the network and create this whole end-to-end, so if the customer calls, you can serve them better. I shared the example of a completely new service that allows you to provide dynamic bandwidth for a work-from-home scenario. But in the end, 1 + 1 = 4 is about you and your innovation and the automations that you'll create. So I look forward over the next year to come back here 12 months from now and talk about how you've innovated on top of that platform by giving us great ideas to make it happen. And then we talked about the Marketing Cloud. Let's be really clear. The company who understands data and how to leverage it is the company that wins. That's the reason why Amazon and Google are multi-trillion-dollar companies. Not because of their services, but because of data. You as service providers, through the Marketing Cloud, have real-time behavioral analytics that no one in the world has. We have built that out, so instead of you having to go and have an army of data scientists and floors of people doing that analysis, we've automated it all. And with the professional edition of Marketing Cloud, we've also now brought in that demographic capability, which allows you to do what we just talked about, targeting people who can potentially get a subsidy, but then at the same time, for the very first time, allowing the marketing team to take the understanding of what they have in their current market and apply it to a new market and say to the networking team, go build here first, then go build here, then go build here, because that's the way the propensity to buy is going to roll out. So you're going to see more and more of these integrations. We announced HubSpot, so we've now done MailChimp, which you asked for first. Then we did Facebook, and now we did HubSpot. And it allows even the smallest broadband service provider to be a world-class marketing company. And then on top of that, we've announced the Marketing Academy, which is us, Matt, and his team, building out all this content on teaching your teams on how to be better social marketers and how to succeed. And then last, on the marketing side, we did this. Let's show that video.
I'm a pretty calm, cool, and collective guy, but... Sorry, what's your name? Yeah, Evan. Hi, Evan. Yeah, we have no internet. Nothing. I don't know. It just stopped working.
The internet is down.
I know, I'm on the phone with them. No, that was my wife.
I can't get online again.
Yeah, I'm talking to Evan. No, my daughter, my wife. Okay, can you guys not talk? Sorry. Yes, we have the white boxes. I see one. They got horns on them.
It's the one with the horns.
Yes, I see one. We have 11 of those.
I was on the phone and I got disconnected.
Okay, it's not about you. We switched our broadband service provider. Like Devin put in 11, Evan. How are we supposed to know which one's 7 and which
I thought it was Devin.
Who's Devin?
I got no service. Honey, you're blocking.
You can't stand there. You're blocking it. Don't block it. And the best part, I never have to speak to Evan or Devin ever again.
I think this one's 11.
11? We're not looking for 11. No, are we looking for 7, Evan, or 11? We have 2 next to each other. That's bad. 2 white boxes. Evan? Evan?
Isn't that awesome? So that's your new employee. As I said yesterday and as we shared, you didn't see a single Calix logo anywhere on that video. It's your brand. That's our focus. How do we actually help you elevate your brand? And as I mentioned, we did the first 5 videos with Jerry. You heard him talk about last night. If you were at the show last night, remember he talked about us speaking to him that very first time. That is literally what happened. We were on the Zoom call with him, and he kept breaking up, and he kept going like this and raising his phone. He's like, I have 9 pods, and I can't figure out where the 8th one is, and everything's broken, and my Wi-Fi is awful. And we said, Jerry, boy, you've met the right people. And then we literally took his story, and that was the first skit, him going through and just talking about what happened to his family. We then went into his home. I had an SE show up. The only reason why we had to have an SE show up is because of the fact that it's off-net, and so we had to configure it. We put 2 in, and he's got world-class Wi-Fi. Those are the services that you provide, and Jerry is now your spokesperson. He understands what's going on. You can put your brand on top of this and actually market as good as any consumer giant who's making $100, $200 billion a year. You're going to look as big and as great as them. And so you can expect that these are the first 5 videos that, by the way, they're out. They're actually now loaded in the video editor. So if you're a Marketing Cloud customer, your marketing team today can go grab that content, put your brand on it, and start marketing today. And along with that, there's 3,300 other pieces of content that you can put your brand on, and you can expect us to spend $500,000, $1 million every single quarter. We keep investing and investing and investing to build out more content. You'll also start to see the rollout of his support videos. making humor to things like, password resets, which is great. He already did, I think, 5 or 10 of them, and there's going to be about 20 or 30 that he adds on top of the 200 videos that we already have available for you to use and to be world-class marketers. And we're going to continue to focus on this and expand it, again, for one reason, to ensure that your brand is the dominant brand in that home. And so we have an action-packed day today. So we're doing the opening general session today. We have an amazing guest. We have Robert Herjavec from the Shark Tank who's going to join us. But he's not just joining us to talk about the Shark Tank and being an entrepreneur. Obviously, he's a hugely successful entrepreneur, and he's coached hundreds of entrepreneurs to success. But the other thing is actually his core business is he's a cybersecurity expert. And we've been engaged with his company for 3 years on cybersecurity. So we're going to talk about that. We then move off to the business topics. I, again, encourage you to go to the Innovation Showcase. I laughed with a few folks over breakfast this morning where they actually went and saw the new Wi-Fi 6E unit, and they had the same reaction I did, which was, boy, that thing's heavy. Yes, it's heavy because it can be minus 50 or plus 100 degrees because it's an outdoor unit. And then we have we break out into our tracks, and we have business tracks. And so, again, today is all about you making it great. You collaborating, you sharing, you working with us, and giving us more ideas. It's amazing to me that based upon what we presented yesterday, I've already gotten 3 or 4 pieces of feedback that allow us to innovate on your behalf. So make sure you're sharing with us because that's the only way that we as a community are very successful to help you support and grow your business and grow your communities.